right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, back in the saddle after a long hiatus. Back in this cushy podcast room, joined by Randy Ingston.
Someone's fired up today.
I'm geeked up, guys.
Did you miss us?
I did. I thought I did. I wouldn't miss you guys. I missed this. It's crazy. They say, do what you love, you'll never work another day in your life, right? Yeah.
Did they also say, spend 2 weeks in Oklahoma and you'll really appreciate where you come from?
Sorry, everybody that lives in Oklahoma. Not my favorite place to be. The humidity was gnarly, and good outcome.
Beautiful outcome.
Daughter won national champion for walk, trot, 10 and under Arabian horse riding.
Big congrats. Yeah,
it was the youth national, so it was a big deal for her, and proud of her. So anyways, here we go. We got a great topic today, guys. Let's go right into it. I'm fired up about this one. So we work with tons of gym owners, I had a recent call with a long-time gym owner. She's probably been, I think, 11, 12 years in the business. Large group model, very, very common. And she had price points around 150, and she had some grandfathered rates, and she had some people at 179, some at 99. So the average was like $150. So, and if you look around the industry, for those that have been around a while, like 150 is a pretty average price point for large group models.
Sure. Per month.
Per month, yes, correct. I've seen as high as $300 a month for large group, and I've seen as low as 99, even 79, unfortunately. And so there comes a time where it's time to raise rates. Like you have no other choice. You can't get enough members in your gym to make this thing super profitable.
Absolutely.
And so you've got you actually have like 6 choices here to make. One choice you can make and say is large group training is only going to, in my market, I can only charge 150 just because of whatever you decided to tell yourself. The competition's lowering you, we're in a broke town, all of the excuses. You say to yourself, $150 a month is at the max. I'm at the top of the market. Like that's what you tell yourself. So the next kind of question is, do you bring in semi-private training to then change the deliverable to now be different than competition, therefore being able to charge more, plus it's a higher value deliverable? That's one option.
Yep. Absolutely.
Another option is you can say, okay, we're sticking with large group, but we got to raise the rates. This is a choice. You grandfather everybody in, but then only the new members that are coming in starting on this date, they pay the higher rate. That's a way. Now, if you look at what most of us did in this particular case, the gal we were working with, she did this for years. And so she still had people paying these 99 and 129, 139, while the new people are paying 179. And she was still in the same problems that she was facing. The funny thing is, those $99 people, they ain't never leaving because they're getting the best deal in the book. So that's one thing you can do. Now, this will slowly increase your average revenue per member over time. It's a slow burn. And if you're in a situation it's time, like for her, she had to make some tough decisions. We were going in the red, and it was like, we got to get out of this hole.
Yeah.
The next decision to make is like, do I raise everybody's rates? And that's what we suggested she does. And a lot of you need to do this too.
Global rate increase. Yeah.
Global rate increase. You might call it a rate correction.
Correction. Yeah. There you go.
This is the value of what we deliver today. Think about this. If you've had clients in your gym for 5 years and they're still paying that 5-year-old rate, have you evolved as a gym owner, and are you delivering a better product that you were 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. You may have better coaches, better equipment, more times available. Maybe the programming's better, whatever it is. Maybe you move to a new facility.
Yeah.
And you have a totally different facility, and you still have these people grandfathered in. And I know what's going on in your head, gym owner. You're like, oh, these people stuck with me, and I owe it to them because they didn't, they never canceled. And it's a tough thing to get over. But at the end of the day, it is your obligation for you and your family to make this business profitable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not in a charity. You're not here to give away free services because out of the warmth of your heart, you really want to help this person. You know, you could do that one-off, but not like globally. Right?
Yeah, it can't be the standard. Yeah.
So now we have this math equation that we've got to look at to say, okay, and this is what we do, by the way, with every gym we're doing a global rate increase with. We look at the numbers, and what the number we're trying to find is how many losses can I sustain and still make the same or more than I was making before the rate change.
Correct.
Think about that again. How many losses can I sustain of people not sticking with me at the new rates and still break even or make more money than I am today?
Yeah.
And when you look at it that way, when somebody doesn't sign up or like, no way, that's too much, I'm out of here, then you don't feel so bad because, okay, that's just one of the losses that I'm allowed and I'm able to take on. Okay,
that's a great point because, and that carries over into a lot of areas, but real quickly, I mean, that mitigates fear. That's what it is. You're giving data, hard evidence, a number that you know you and your team can live and die by. That mitigates the fear of every one of those situations because you're naturally in that place of scarcity, right? And desperation. I can't lose clients. I can't lose clients. I can't lose clients. I'm trying to make more money. I can't lose clients.
Yeah.
Well, right here, the math just shows you can, and you will be fine.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the perception going into each of those situations is just entirely different.
Right. Exactly. So let's just throw this equation out there for everybody to understand and how we look at it. And maybe this should be the way you look at it as well. So, okay, so we've got a gym that has 150 clients paying $150 a month. Okay. If you do the math, 150 times 150 is $22,500 monthly income coming from this particular membership. Okay. The way we do this equation is we lock in that 2250. That's the number that we want to increase, right? Regardless of how many members we have. We want to increase the 22.5. So then you say, okay, I'm moving my rates from 150, and in this example, we're going to move to 199. Okay, this is a $50 increase. And yeah, you're going to lose some people.
Sure.
But what can we lose in order to break even or make more than we are today? And that's what we're trying to get to. So we lock in the 22.5.
Yep.
We take the new rate, which is 199, and we divide that into 22.5, and that gives us amount of members that it's going to take to equal
22.5.
And so in this situation, the number is 113 members at 199 equals 22,500. Okay, what does that tell us? That tells us that we can lose 37 members in this transition and break even. Okay, 37 members can tell you, no, I can't afford it. No, thank you. You owe me because I stuck with you for $99 for 5 years. Whatever it is, okay, you can lose 37 clients and still break even. Now, the goal is not to break even though this would be considered a win. I'm servicing less people,
less deliverable, yeah.
Less people for the same amount of money, less wear and tear, less hours for your classes, which means less payroll and staff, fulfillment.
Expense.
So you could essentially say that's a win, even if you break even with the less members. Absolutely. That is a win.
It is a win.
Okay, and so that to you is like, okay, so now all of a sudden you have this number 37. And so when you roll this out, and we're going to talk about how to roll this out here in a second, but when you roll this out and you're taking hit after hit after hit, and you feel like it's everybody's canceling, and you really look at the numbers, it was 12. You're like, oh shit, we're way ahead. Yeah. It makes you feel pretty damn good.
Absolutely.
Now, $50 increase on a 150, that's not little. No. But it's probably what you need to do.
In today's market, that would be an appropriate jump for a lot of the large group training gyms that we know that have done some sort of investment into their deliverable.
And if you take a look at what that increase, that's 25%. If you look around at all products globally over the last 18 months has been over a 30% increase. You're just doing 25 in this situation.
You're a saint.
It's wild, man. I was in Oklahoma City, like I said, and we were, we go to grocery shopping and get all this stuff. Insanity, the prices of Oklahoma City over here even, they're way higher.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Their gas is lower. Their groceries are way, way higher. And I'm talking like 40% on eggs, milk, like almond milk, stuff like that. Like the stuff that you're going to get anyway, butter, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's 40% increase. We're just talking 25 in this particular situation. Now, 37 losses and you're still ahead. That's a good thing to go into. The higher the number of losses you can sustain and still break even, the better off you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's scenario one, where we're just going to do a global increase. We're going to still deliver large group training. We're just going to not do it anymore for 150. We're going to go for 199. There's your math equation. Now, here's a better equation. If you're just saying, okay, red ocean, large group training is a red ocean. I've said it. It's one of our titles of a podcast, probably 100 episodes.
I was going to say, we've been saying that for quite a while.
What is a red ocean versus blue ocean? A red ocean is, high competition delivering the same thing. Mm-hmm. A blue ocean, saturated market.
Exactly.
And we train better large group training than the other. They don't see it that way.
And you may. But
you're probably do.
You're still competing in the red ocean. You know what I mean? There's still, and this whole thing, the red ocean is like the blood in the water. It's the frenzy of fish, right? That's the analogy. So that's existing in that deliverable. Yeah. It can't. There's no denying it, right?
Yeah.
Even if you do it better.
Even if you do better, you're competing for the same
correct
thing. So what happens when everybody's in the red ocean? You start lowering your rates to compete, and that's a quick way to death. Now, you decide we're not doing large group training anymore. We're going to go semi-private. We want to do things different. And if you listen to a couple episodes ago, what was the episode that came out today with you and Zach?
It's called This Is the Way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
You guys discussed the reasons why to switch, financial models and stuff like that. And if you haven't listened, go back and listen to it. But the point is you decided you're going to switch to semi-private, and you're going to charge $399 for this product, just on average. Sure. And you may have some price points higher than that, maybe a little lower. Let's just call it $399. Now, at $399, you take your 150 clients, and of course, there's a way to do this. You don't just flip the switch today. And we're going to do another episode on how to switch to semi-private. But let's just say you decided, look at the numbers here for a second. If you had 150 members and we're going to say, hey guys, we're changing the deliverables $399. In order to make $22,500, you only need 56 clients to do that. So you essentially could lose 94 of those 150 and still make $22,500.
That's like 2/3 your business. Just
go. Yeah. You can lose almost 100 members out of your 150 and say, we're still at $22,500.
And now you talk about the difference of deliverable. Now, granted, those are somewhat entirely different deliverables, you know what I mean, service-wise.
Yeah.
But servicing 1/3 the people, the headaches that go away with that, just from, repetition, payroll, or billing, like all of those little things start to change.
Everything kind of changes, and it's interesting because vanity metric is member count.
100%. Oh,
how many people on your list? That's a vanity metric, right? How many clients do you have? Doesn't matter if it's 56 clients paying you $399 or 150 clients paying you $150. You're still making $22,500. Revenue per month, gross revenue is what matters, not member count. So,
net if you're really paying attention.
True. So, if you said, okay, we're gonna pull the Band-Aid off, we're gonna switch to semi-private, you only need to convert 56 of those 150 current clients to the new price point. You're not gonna be any better or worse than you were prior. Will you lose 56 clients? Absolutely not.
Nope.
You won't even lose half of that.
And again,
94 clients.
Would you lose
94?
94 for sure. And again, doing it, there is a process, and we're going to go into that in probably a future episode because it's robust. We're going to have to talk that one through. So,
but let's just say hypothetically, you did something amazing, and you got all 150 clients that go to the $399. You'd be making nearly $60,000 with the same amount of clients. Astronomical change, life-changing difference in your business. There is no better way.
Well, and just to that's possible.
Oh, of course.
We've done it. We've literally taken full team training gyms and converted them over. We've taken one-on-one full gyms and converted them over. It does take time. It's a transition. It's not you said rip the Band-Aid off. It's kind of like that to get started, but it's not like that in, how it happens in your business. It is very much a step-by-step, just, intentional.
I would argue if you really screwed this thing up and you just said, hey guys, tomorrow morning we're switching everybody to $399 and we're doing semi-private training with no communication, and everybody got billed without even agreeing into it. If you did it wrong, you would still
come out ahead.
I would argue you would lose 70 clients, not 94, and you'd be way ahead than you were today. And even if you screwed it up.
And start with those you want to leave, right? Like just go to those that you're just like, I'm done with you. Just make sure that they're gone first.
I think this is a good enough ending for this.
100%. You can't. I think I'm 100% with you. I think that I'd have a hard time believing you could screw that up that bad.
You would really have to kick somebody in their balls and hey, here's a check. I'm billing you, and we're not doing anything different. Yeah. And they would still probably be like, okay.
Yeah. To the point of if you can show, if you show value in that deliverable, you'll have enough people stick around them.
Yeah. So if that doesn't convince you enough, just look at we look at everything with the data. That's kind of our MO. How do you not win in that equation?
Well, and let's talk about, because let's just finish on the fact of why did we even come up with this, right? You mentioned everybody else is telling you rates are going up. All the vendors, everybody that's in your business that is charging you to help bring your service to the table is charging you more money. Everybody is. From the music that's playing in your place to the smoothies to everything that you're doing costs more money. The electric, all of it, right? And if you're not, you're taking that hit. We were talking just yesterday about, everybody's hitting us, all of us up, personal, business, our rates are going up. Just yesterday, Spotify did it to me. But the thing that we mentioned, and one of the important things about it is every one of those vendors, it's an expectation. It isn't agree. Spotify isn't emailing me saying, hey, I know times are really hard for everybody and you've been loyal through COVID and blah. They don't know. Their needs are in the relationship that I have with them.
It was 2 sentences.
Literally. And then they told me that the rates were going up $1. That's it. It's not a choice, guys. There's needs of a business, and the problem is you guys have been operating letting your clients dictate the needs of the business for too long. If you need to raise your rates, everyone else is doing it, and if you don't, it's on you.
Yeah, good point. And to kind of piggyback on that, there wasn't a long, drawn-out reasons, and we feel bad about it, and we've actually brought this new equipment in, and we've hired 2 new coaches, and that increased our cost, and every business out there, especially software businesses, because I almost feel like it's a faceless kind of company versus what we do per se, but they don't care. They're you either take it or leave it. You want to know why they're not afraid to do that? Because they know the math.
100. That's exactly
They know the math. We're okay losing 1/10 of our client base, and we're still going to make more money, and everybody new coming in is going to come in on top.
Guys, when the CEO of Spotify is faced with the decision, board goes, hey, I think we need to raise rates. And he goes, oh, guys, I can't. My long-term loyal listeners are going to leave. That's exactly that's fear speaking, right? Mm-hmm. Now he's going to have 100 different people throw analytics at him and say nothing more than what we just discussed today. Yeah. This is a choice of a business, and this is the needs of the business. The business's job is to progress and go forward, not go backwards. Yeah. And if you're not raising your rates, you're losing more money this year than you earned last year. Yeah. Or you're making less than you did. It's facts of the business.
Yeah. So don't make it too long and drawn out and personal. Knock it out. Hopefully that helps you guys. That's it for this episode. Until next time, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.